Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 3:33 a.m. I just got up about a half an hour ago. I was trying to maybe sleep all through the night. My stomach is really hurt bad tonight, but I couldn't sleep. And Boo Radley kept on jumping down on the floor and then crying. And then I would pick him up and put him back on the bed, and he would like get comfortable, and then he would stand up and jump off the bed again. So I was like, well, maybe he has to go outside. So I took them outside, and they went potty, and then I brought them back inside, and they went back to bed. And it is cold outside. It's 26 degrees. We got so spoiled because we had 2 days that were really, really nice. I think it was like Saturday and Sunday. We're in the upper 50s. And I just looked on the weather, and next week, there's like 2 or 3 days it's supposed to be in the 50s, but for like the next 2 weeks, it's supposed to be mostly in the 40s. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for nice weather. It really does change my mood so much when I wake up and it's nice outside, you know? I know my hair is crazy. I just decided not to bring my hat with me. Got my hair cut earlier today. And it looked nice all day, and then I slept on it tonight. Alex worked all day, and then he went over to his mom's house, and she made him dinner tonight, and they hung out for a little bit, and I was getting some stuff done around the house, and then I finally laid down with the dogs, and he came home just like a half an hour after that, and he got right into bed. He was so tired. And tomorrow I have some recovery stuff that I have to do in the afternoon. And then I'll make videos probably after that. I was kind of trying to figure out what videos I wanted to make tomorrow. I'm not really sure yet. I was like trying to think of like my review video, what I was gonna do. Oh, I think I have an idea of what I might do tomorrow. And then, what else was I gonna do? Well, there's 2 things that I want to review, so. It's like I can't get a comfortable temperature in here. Oh, they're playing Bizarre Love Triangle. It's one of my all-time favorite songs. I loved Bizarre Love Triangle by New Order when I was in high school. I can't get it a comfortable temperature in here. It's either like way too hot, which to be honest, tonight is making me feel a little sick to my stomach. Well, I already feel sick to my stomach, but I ate my leftover Mark Pie's lo mein tonight, and I wasn't really hungry anyway, and as I was eating it, there was something about it, I just was like, this doesn't taste right. I was eating it, and I was watching that, well, this was not why. Because this will sound like, well, maybe that's why you didn't feel well, but I was watching that movie, or I started that movie, Spontaneous. I didn't get very far into it. I got like 15 or 20 minutes into it. It's about these like students in high school, and they start like spontaneously combusting. And the girl that played Hannah Baker in 13 Reasons Why is like the main character. And I just could not see past Hannah Baker when I was watching this. Because like I so associate her, you know, with that role. Anyway, oh, by the way, number 1, could you like this vlog, please? I need to start saying that more at the beginning of the vlog. Could you like this vlog? I would really, if you like my vlog, I would really appreciate it. Number 1. Number 2, I got my vlog up so late tonight because I don't know what was going on. Well, I don't know because I started uploading it onto YouTube before I left for my hair appointment, And my hair appointment was at 2:15, and I laid down at like 10:30, and it's still at 10:30 it still had like 51 minutes to upload, because I was gonna like wait up and then post it. And I was like, this is ridiculous, because even if it says 51 minutes, that could really be like an hour and a half. It just says 51 minutes, but you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean that it's really actually like that's real time. And I don't know why. Sometimes it does that. The thing is, my other channels were uploading at a regular speed. So, I don't know why. It was a longer vlog. It was an hour and 20 minutes, but that still shouldn't take that long. You know, often I will like render the vlog before I go to bed at night, and then I'll upload it like overnight when I'm sleeping. Well, I'll render it, and then before I go to bed, I'll upload it to YouTube, and so it has to upload, right? And it takes a long time. And usually by the time that I get up in the morning, or whenever I get up the morning, whenever I get up, it's ready to go. But I don't know why it took so long. I mean, 9 hours, 10 hours it took to, so that's why the vlog got up so late. If I am not going to post a vlog, just so you guys know, if I'm not going to post a vlog, I will put like a tweet out on, because I saw a lot of comments. People were like, I didn't think you were going to put a vlog up, or I didn't know what was going on. If I'm not going to post a vlog, I will tweet something out saying like there won't be a vlog tonight, and it'll honestly probably be earlier in the day. I mean, I would know earlier in the day, because I have to have the vlog done earlier in the day for me to upload it. Or like I would put something up on my community tab. I'm not gonna just let you guys wonder like, well, where's the vlog? You know, I would put something out. So, just so you guys know. And it means so much to me that you guys even like care and are wondering like, well, where's it at? Like, I think that that's really sweet. You know what I wonder is if I have drank so much water today. I mean, probably twice as much as I usually drink. I wonder if that's why my stomach hurts a little bit. Because I do kind of feel like a little waterlogged. Anyway. Went to get my hair cut, got my hair cut, and then after that, I did a review video at Starbucks. And then what did I do after that? Oh, I was gonna go to the post office because I have a package there to pick up. I'm gonna give you like this yellow sheet. I've shown it on here before. But I got to the post office and realized that the yellow sheet was at home, so I couldn't go pick. I mean, they probably would have given it to me anyway, but I couldn't go pick up the package. So I was just like, whatever. There was quite a few people at the post office when I drove over there anyway. So I went home and I made a drama video, and then I filmed a Peterisms video, put those up, and then I filmed a booktube video, which, because my vlog was taking me so long to get up, I couldn't get it up, so it's not gonna be posted until tomorrow. My booktube video is just like about the book club. And I filmed videos for every one of my channels except for Peter Does Stuff, and that was just because at that point it was getting so late. I was like, even if I film it and get it up, like with the booktube video and everything, I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to get it up in time today, post it. So I was like, forget it, I'll just do something tomorrow or Saturday. So yeah, I have that in the afternoon tomorrow, the recovery stuff. Well, anyway, so then Alex, I already knew he was going over to his mom's house. So he went over to his mom's house, called me after he got off work, we were talking for a little bit. And I've got to go through this stuff from my P.O. box. It's on my kitchen counter, you guys. There's so much stuff sitting there. I ordered some new Birkenstock clogs. I haven't had a new pair of Birkenstock clogs in years, you guys. And I ordered a new pair. They're like this collaboration that Birkenstock did with Todd Snyder, and they're like a darker leather. They're not like black, but they're like a darker brown, and they came in the mail today, and they are literally perfection. Like, I love them. They're beautiful. So those came in the mail today, and then I also ordered this little ring light thing that I can put on like my computer, like when I'm doing cameos and stuff like that. And also like if I'm filming a video, like right, you know, like sometimes when I'm sitting at my desk. So I bought this little like attachable ring light to the computer. And then I also got like a new computer case, because the computer case that I have now, like my computer doesn't really fit in it. I've had it for a couple years. I think I just got it at Best Buy. It's like this gray and green. I mean, I like it. It's fine. No, it's yellow. Is it yellow and gray? It's yellow and gray. And I like it. It's fine. But this one that I got it off of Amazon. And it has like different pockets for different things. Like for the charger and for the cords and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, this is perfection. I love this. So I got that. It was like $19.99 or something, or $25, or I don't know how much it was, but I got that, and that came today in the mail. Yeah, I was just kind of around the house all day today, other than getting my hair cut and going to Starbucks. Oh, I know what I did. I listened to my emotional sobriety meeting tonight. Like, nobody that, none of my people wanted to listen to it. My people, and don't call people. None of my people wanted to listen to it tonight. Tanya was like really tired, and she was like, I'm not really in the mood to listen to it tonight, because she'd been like working all day. And I was like, okay, because I usually go over there and we listen to it in the evening. And she was like, but call me afterwards and maybe, you know, I'll want to go get a fountain pop. And I said, okay. And then I just assumed my sponsor would be in there, but she wasn't, because I was like, look, you can see like the participants, you know, like on a Zoom call, and I couldn't see her in there. And then my other friend and her husband, they weren't in there. And so it was just me. And it was this fantastic story. It was this guy sharing his, you know, his story about emotional sobriety, and he had been sober for 30 years, and it just was unbelievable. It was just like everything that I needed to hear tonight, like he said in his story. It was so good. And then people go in afterwards and they kind of like share off of what they heard. And this one woman spoke after he did, and she just was talking about like, oh my God, it was just like all this, like I felt like they were talking right to me. And so anyway, then afterwards, I felt like very spiritual after that. And then I called Tanya and I was like, do you want to go get a fountain pop? And she was like, no. She was like, I'm cold. It's cold outside. And she's like, I think I just want to stay inside. And I don't feel very good. And I was like, she was like, well, she said she was tired and that she was cold. And I was like, okay. I said, so, that was when I decided to lay down. I honestly wasn't going to lay down. I was just going to go get a fountain pop with Tanya, and then I was going to vlog early and then come home and go to bed kind of early because I've got this stuff to do tomorrow. But I was like, well, since Alex is gone and Tanya doesn't want to get a fountain pop and I have nothing to do, well, I do have some stuff to do. I need to watch Hell in the Heartland, the last 2 episodes. I mean, I always feel like I have things that I have to do, you know what I mean? But I don't really have to do them. So, I mean, but I am going to watch that before Sunday, because Sunday is our live book discussion for Hell in the Heartland. But anyway, I had made the bed really nice earlier, and I was like, I think I'm just going to take a really nice nap and just relax with the dogs. They were so sweet. I took some pictures of Boo Radley because he like their teeth are doing much better today. They like weren't like going as crazy with their mouth, and I think I've got the food thing figured out. So I put like 1.5 cans of their food in a bowl, and then I mix it in with probably like 30% or more of like warm water, and then I just mush it into she called it gruel, but until it was almost kind of like this, you know, like stew kind of deal. And then I kind of got like some of the water out. Well, I put it on these plates, and then I kind of siphoned off some of the water and gave it to them, and they ate it really quick. I was surprised tonight how quickly they ate it. And, you know, Boo Radley has seemed so much better after getting his teeth taken out. But Tucker's the one that it seems like the sutures are driving him crazy. He goes like this constantly. Like, he's like constant. I think they also, like, I noticed that Boo Radley puts his tongue to the side now. Like, but you can't really see it as much with Boo as you can with Tucker. But I kind of think Boo Radley was doing that anyway. So I think it's kind of like Tucker doesn't really know what to do with his tongue, and little guys, but he's figuring it out. And today they were like playing a little bit, and Boo Radley was like, you know, going after Tucker, and it was kind of cute because like I haven't seen that in like a week. You know, it'll be a week tomorrow since they've had their operation, and she said about 1.5 weeks. So I noticeably noticed a difference today in their progress. Tucker didn't mess with his mouth as much. Boo Radley hardly like ever messes with his mouth, and they just seemed very content. And Boo Radley was very, very playful today, so I'm happy about all of that. And yeah. I'm trying to decide if I want to share this story or not. Okay, so I have this neighbor across the street who, like, they moved in not too long ago. They're fine. We get along with them. But, like, they like things done the way they like things done, you know? And, I mean, it's my story. I'll share it. It's whatever. Because the next time I think that it's brought up, I'm going to say something, and I'm going to say it in a really nice way. You know, there's no reason not to. But, like, I was out there today with the dogs, and he was like, and I've, like, introduced the dogs to him, like, 3 or 4 times. And he was like, oh, I don't think I've met your dogs before. And so I went across the street, and you know, the dogs are barking like crazy. Boo and Tucker are not like the dogs you just bring over and go like, oh, and here's Boo and Tucker, and they just like look up at you and they're sweet. Like, they bark like crazy, right? Like, so, and we're very trained in keeping them in the yard, so I really don't like them going across the street and things like that. But anyway, he was being very nice. And so we were talking because he had just had the surgery, and I was asking him how he was recouping, and I was like, hey, listen, if you need me to bring you anything, or if you need me to, you know, do anything for you, and I'm kind of insinuated like taking him to appointments or anything, I said, you know, like, I'm around, so whatever you need me to do, like, please let me know. And he was like, oh, I really appreciate that. And then as I turned to walk away, he was like, and I really appreciate you parking in the driveway, which was so funny because like the last 3 nights I parked on the street, which I hadn't done for a long time because we had snow, right? When there was snow, the snow was coming out in the street. So if I parked on the street, I would literally be parking in the middle of the street. Our street is like, just to put it in perspective, how wide our street is, or how not wide it is. It's about as wide as like a lane of you know, regular traffic, plus about maybe a half. I'm like looking right now. Maybe half of another lane, but not even that. Probably not even that, right? I mean, it's a small little neighborhood. Okay, so we've had this conversation because when they moved in, they asked my neighbors, they're like, is there a need for him to park on the street? And my neighbors were like, well, actually, yeah, because they have a 1-car garage. Why anybody designed our condo to have a 1-car garage, I'll never know, okay? They were like, you know, they have a 1-car garage, and Peter like works late and is out late and whatever, and so Alex goes to bed early and he has to get up early so that Peter doesn't have to get up to move his car when Alex leaves in the morning. And I've really noticed recently when I do have to get up to move my car how much it really affects me. Which, just hold on a second. So, and they were like, my neighbors, all my neighbors around me are super supportive, right? And they were like, so that way Peter doesn't have to get up and move his car. But as soon as he gets up, he moves his car into the driveway, right? Like he goes, like the first thing I do is like go out there, you know, and if I remember to go out there and move my car. It's in front of my house, okay? It's in front of my mailbox, or right by my mailbox. It's not like I'm disturbing anybody, okay? But if you were pulling out of his driveway and you wanted to go, like you can go one way or the other, right, around the street. And if you wanted to back out in the direction of my house, you could still do it, but you would just need to be careful that you'd have to make a tight, you know, turn to make, it would be careful for you to not, like, clip my car. But I park close enough up that there's no reason that should ever be a problem, number one. Number two, for 6 months before these people moved in, they had pickup trucks and contractors literally parked in the street, so I couldn't even get down one side of it. Nobody could get down one side of the street, okay? Never once said anything about it, blah, 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 whatever, right? So he says to me today, he looks at me and he goes, well, I turned and then he started talking and I said, he goes, I want to thank you for parking in the driveway. He was like, you know, it makes it really, really difficult for us when you park on the street. And I just kind of looked at him like, it does? And he goes, you know, because like, if we want to go that way, we have to be really careful the way that we turn out. Okay, so I didn't say anything. I just was like, you know, look, she's fighting anyone and anything. I choose not to get into those arguments and whatever. But I'm going to park on the street. Like, it's my house, and I'm going to park in front of my house if I want to. And so the next time that it comes up, because this has now come up several times, I'm going to say to him, I'm going to be real nice about it, but I'm going to be like, look, like, I'm trying to, like, not park. Because, like, if Alex, like today, he left, he didn't have to work until 10, so I parked in the driveway. The thing is this, is that when Alex has to work at 7:30 or 8 in the morning, and I'm out vlogging until 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, and I come home, and then I go to sleep, and I get there's no point for me to go to sleep, because then what happens is, Alex wakes me up and he's like, babe, can you move your car? And I go down after, like, it takes me a half an hour to fall asleep. And then I go down and I move my car in the bright sunlight and I come back in and I can't fall asleep again. So then I'm falling asleep at like 9 o'clock, okay? And then I'm getting like 5 or 4 hours of sleep in time to get up, you know, to get stuff done for the day. And I'm exhausted like all day long, right? Because they don't want to turn one way down the street because it's too difficult. When literally, if they went the other way, let's just say if they were forced to go the other way, which they're not, all they have to do is go that way. But if they were forced to go the other way, then it would literally be like one loop and out the gate, okay? I mean, literally, if you did a stopwatch on it, it would probably be less than 45 seconds. So they're not being inconvenienced in any way, right? So I was like, okay, I just really don't want to have this like argument. Like I've been getting along with everybody. I love my neighbors, and like I never see them anyway because they're always just in their house. So I thought, if he's gonna like, please don't push this issue, because I'm gonna say, hey, listen, you know, I'm trying to keep my car in the driveway as much as possible. Like, okay, well, the other reason was like the garbage came today. Well, I can't park on the street when the garbage comes because the garbage truck can't get down the street if I'm parked on the street. And the other thing is, I'm not the only one that parks on the street. There's a lot of people that do. There's a lot of people that have 4 cars in their parking lot or their driveway and 2 cars in the street. And you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to only have like 1 car in the driveway. Like, there's all these rules around the HOA that are so silly, quite frankly. Because I'm like, well, what if we had more cars than that? Like, we don't even have this. We have like if 2 cars are parked in our driveway, one, the tail of it is out of, because our driveway is so short, one of them, the tail is out into the edge of the street. I mean, like, we literally can only, like, we could only have 2 cars if we wanted to. Not that we're, like, you know, thinking about getting a 3rd car, because we're not. But I'm like, please don't continue to bring up this topic, because I don't want to have to just be like, look, like, I'm trying to be as cool about it as I can, but, like, in all honesty, like, I'm not getting any sleep because I'm having to get up every day to move my car so it's convenient for you guys to back out. Like, in all honesty, is it really, like, can you kind of think through this? Like, maybe, like, you having to go the other direction for 30 seconds, or just be careful when you're backing out of your driveway, is not that big of a deal in regards to me not getting any sleep, you know? So, because even if, and then, just so you know, the HOA's response to this is that I should park down by the gate or down by the pool, which is probably like a 3-minute walk in the middle of the night, and it's not anywhere near it's like 8 condos away. I'm like, I'm not doing that. But anyway, it's whatever. I just, like, try so hard to make my neighbors happy, you know? I try to do everything, like Alex said to me, like, there was, like, a month straight where I wouldn't park on the street, and it was because they had all their contractors out there, because before they moved in, they redid this, like, major rehaul on their condo, you know? And Alex was like, why are you, because, like, every morning he was waking me up, and I was so tired. And he was like, and so by like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was like ready to go to sleep. Like, I couldn't keep up. And he was like, babe, he was like, why don't you just park on the street? It's your house. He was like, you know, I mean, they can't tell you what to do. It's our house. Like, this, we've been here, you know, 26 years. Your mom has been here. Like, you know, park where you want to park. And I'd be like, no, you know, like, I don't want them upset and whatever. And he'd be like, okay, but you're the one that's tired. And then I park in the driveway, and I move my car, and I move my car, and I move my car. And finally one day I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, nobody had an issue before, you know? The guy across the street that lived there before, he asked, he was like, do you mind if I ask why you're always... Because the way that the driveway is situated, like, it's like they're staggered driveways, if that makes sense. But when they have people there, like, they have people that come and park right on the other side, like, of our driveway, and I literally cannot get out of the driveway. I have to wait for these people to leave, because I literally cannot get out of the driveway. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll just say to him, hey, is there something that we can come up with so we can make each other both happy? Because I just cannot continue to park in the driveway every day and then have to get up because I'm so exhausted, you know? It's like he said to me one day, he goes, he's kind of little, like, nice. Like, you can tell he's trying to be nice, but a little gruff, you know? And he's like, well, why do you go out so late at night? And I go, well, I listen to audiobooks. Late at night? Yeah. And I said, you know, and then I, like, film this vlog late at night. Why are you out so late at night? And I go, I'm just, like, biting my tongue, right? I'm like, well, I don't really have any other time to do it, so that's when it's convenient for me, and I like to go out late at night. Late at night? Why? So I was talking to my dad about it later, and my dad goes, you're a 48-year-old man. Why do you feel like you need to defend yourself to anybody about why you do something, you know? It's, like, so funny to me when I get, like, comments in my vlog, and people are like, where are you going to, and why are you out so late at night? Because I am. That's my answer from now on. Because I am. Because I am, and I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I just like to drive, you know? I don't know where I'm going, and because I am out late at night, you know? I know, oh God, it was so funny because I was getting my haircut today, and I was talking to my hairstylist, and she was like, her daughter is 12, and she's, like, really getting into the YouTube thing, you know, and so she was asking me about people, and like, what I thought about this person and that person and whatever. And so, and half of them I didn't even know who she was talking about, but so she was like, so when I was telling her that I had deleted my vlog, and that yesterday, you know, like, my appointment being today and not yesterday actually worked to my advantage, because then I could refilm my vlog. And she was like, now, are you in some kind of like community on YouTube of like midnight vloggers? And I go, what? And she goes, like, is there like a community of people that like go out late at night and vlog? And I said, no, but it stopped. I said, no, but I think that that's fantastic. I wish there was a community of midnight vloggers. Would that not be so fantastic? I don't know why it's always so strange to people. Like, here's the thing. Look, I've never really lived a real conventional life, you know? So, like, for me, like, my schedule doesn't seem that crazy to me. Like, it really doesn't, you know? And I'm okay with it, and my husband's okay with it. So it's like, other than that, it doesn't really matter, you know? But it cracks me up. So anyway. I just don't want to have a conversation with him about. This is where, like, living in a neighborhood where people care about this stuff is just like, it's too much sometimes, you know? It's like if it were me, I'm trying to think of something that my neighbors do that like drives me crazy. I mean, there's things I don't want to say, but there's things that my neighbors do that like seriously would, you know, like my neighbors, they're so nice. And they have this dog that's like 1.5 years now, and he's like a Basset Hound Dachshund mix. He's adorable, and he's very sweet, and he's lonely. He's out back, you know, and he needs to like run a lot and whatever. And so they have him in the backyard a lot, and he barks like literally the whole day. He just sits out there and he's like, roof, 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 roof. I mean, really loud, right? Like, if you watch my videos, like today I was filming, I think it was my Peterisms video. Was it my Peterisms video or my BookTube video? And I was like, the dog is barking in the backyard. And then when he starts barking, Boo and Tucker start barking, right? So, anyway, my neighbor came up to me the other day, and he was like, hey, I hope he's not, like, driving you guys crazy. And I said, look, dogs bark, you know? I said, it is what it is. And he goes, well, we've really been trying to figure out, like, how to get him not to bark. And I said, well, when you figure that out, will you let me know? Because, you know, Tanya always says that, like, Tucker is the loudest dog at the kennel. And I'm just like, you know, it is what it is. Like, you know, we love you as neighbors. And we do. They're fantastic neighbors, you know? And I mean, I'm not going to get that bent out of shape about a dog that barks. Dogs bark, you know? And it's not the only dog in the neighborhood that barks. Hell, our dogs bark, you know? I let Boo and Tucker running, and they're like, oh, they don't even know what they're barking at, you know? So anyway, I mean, I have neighbors that, like, you drive down, I mean, I'm sure you guys all relate to some of this. It's like 3 days later and their trash can's still out at the end of their, and I'm like, just take in your trash can. Like, but it's really not that big of an issue, you know, that I want to get into an argument with them and go, so can you explain to me why you haven't taken your trash can in for 3 days? Quite frankly, it's none of my business, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm not in that, so I don't know why, like, oh well. But, you know, the other thing is that I've worked so much on, like, peace and serenity in my life that, like, 10 years ago, you know, when I didn't have a program and I wasn't going to meetings and stuff like that, I would have shot off some real smart-ass response to him. I would have, and felt entitled to do it, you know? And I don't want to feel that way today. You know, I don't want to get into it with one of my neighbors. I want to get along with them, and they're nice people, you know, and he's always out in his driveway grilling, and so we'll sit there and talk, and I'll ask him when he's grilling, you know, and you know, and I understand. I think this is the other thing too. It's like, this is such growing up kind of stuff that we learn in kindergarten, but we really don't learn it until we're later in life, you know? But it's like, you tell me what you need from me, and I'll tell you what I need from you, and maybe we can meet in the middle. Like, it's really not that difficult, you know? And, it's just like, you know, it's like, what do you want from me? What do you need from me to make this situation right for you, you know? And if he said to me, well, I need for you never to park on the street again, and I'd say, well, I don't think that's fair. You know, I think this is, you know, Alex and I's house, and we have a right to have other people or ourselves park in front of our house if we want to, you know, and is there some way we could, you know, could it be like a couple days during the week that are Alex's earliest days that I could park on the street, and then the other days, you know, park in the driveway? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe it'll never be an issue again. But I think this is the other thing, and I think that this is very consistent with like looking for that validation. I wanted to look at him and say, did you notice like the 2 months that I didn't park on the street, you know, like while it was like cold and winter outside, like, you know, I mean, that was really inconvenient for me. Just the one day that I pulled into the driveway today, because I almost kind of felt like he was being kind of like smart about it, you know what I mean, like sarcastic, because I hadn't parked no, I did park in the driveway last night because of the trash. So I was almost kind of like, well, is he being sarcastic? Because like, seriously, like I've parked in the driveway a lot. I know, because I'm super tired the next day. Anyway, enough about that. I've given way too much attention to that. I was on Instagram tonight, and I was like looking at all of these different coffees and stuff, and like these coffee sugars and different kinds of tea, and I ordered some stuff to review on my review channel because I wanted to do some different stuff. You know, it's hard because being a vegetarian, there's not like a lot of things that like, you know, like Mel's and Chris, who are that review channel that I like, that couple, they're really sweet. I mean, they can do these big like chicken sandwiches and stuff like that. I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't go in and review a big chicken sandwich. So, by the way, can we just talk about this crap for a second? Hardee's took the Beyond sausage biscuit off their menu. Like, this is what I don't understand, okay? And maybe it's just not cost effective and people weren't ordering it. But if you're gonna put vegetarian options on your menu, like, this is not like a new and limited edition kind of thing. Leave it on there for people that, you know, then can go there and order things, because it really was nice to have a restaurant that had vegetarian options. And now it's like, I feel like we should be moving in that direction, not away from that. You know what I mean? Like, when Alex and I were talking about this, because he got it too. Who were we talking about this to? Oh, we were talking to our friends that were in town from Dallas. But when we were in San Diego visiting Alex's brother and my brother-in-law and his girlfriend, like every brunch place out there had soy chorizo. And I was like, okay, this is what I don't understand. I can't imagine that soy chorizo is super expensive, number one. Number two, I can't imagine that soy chorizo is that difficult to cook. Any more difficult than regular chorizo or sausage, okay? So why could the restaurants here in Indianapolis, not like, you know, like the brunch places, not have one kind of like scramble deal that has that in there? Or why could they not have a couple things that aren't just like salads and stuff? Because I feel like for a long time we would go places and I'd be like, okay, this is great or whatever. But I've been noticing lately that I'm doing like a lot of side items. You know, like I'm doing like appetizers of empanadas and stuff like that. And it's just like, I feel like I meet so many vegetarians. I meet so many people that are vegan, and I'm like, seriously, how do you ever go out to eat? Like, period. Because I find it difficult. I didn't for a long time. It kind of comes and goes in waves. Maybe it's the restaurants that we go to. But I will say this. It is so helpful when we get like a server that really knows what they're talking about as far as like vegetarian. Because like when I'm asking them about like cross-contamination or like, you know, what they're using in their meals. And like, I have to say like 80% of the time, our servers are vegetarian, which is like crazy. But they're always like, get this or get that, or here, you know, don't get this, or, you know, this vegetarian option you're not gonna like, and whatever. So, I just wish we had more vegetarian options on the menus. And not like, and this is the thing, and not like gross. If you're a vegetarian, you might relate to this, and not gross options, okay? I'm not like, here's the thing, like when you're a vegetarian and you go to a restaurant, okay? And let's say the average person has 5 salads, 10 appetizers, 10 entrees, 10 sandwiches. Okay, they have 60 things, right? A vegetarian will have 2. So you have 2 options. And it's like veggie stir fry, okay? Or it'll be like, what's another one that they put on there? Or like some kind of like vegetarian primavera pasta. And neither one of them have any taste to them. And I'm like, this is as creative as you can get with vegetarian meals. Like, I don't understand this, right? So then what happens is, as a vegetarian, you end up eating, well, I will say this, most restaurants now have like some kind of vegetarian like burger, like an Impossible Burger, which I love, or they'll have a Beyond Burger, or they'll have a black bean burger. I hate black bean burgers. I think they're gross. Like at home, to eat one at home, or like cut it up and put it in like a salad or something, that's fine. But like to go out to a restaurant and get a black bean, this is the thing, they fall apart. It's not like eating a cheeseburger. I don't care what anybody says. Not even the best black bean burger in the entire world doesn't taste like a cheeseburger. And I know there's a lot of vegetarians that don't want food that tastes like a cheeseburger, but for me, if I'm gonna I want some good options. But most restaurants have some kind of like veggie burger kind of meal, which is great. But then, as a vegetarian, what you typically have to do is like get some kind of pasta or a salad, or like I've been getting a lot of like this. You guys, this is so weird. It is 4:15 in the morning, and this red pickup truck is out here. I'm totally gonna show this to you guys so you can believe me. Look at this. Right here it is. Red pickup truck. You guys, like, this is so weird. Every night that I go through here, red pickup truck. And he's just like sitting in his car, I think. Yep. Looks like he is. Like lately, I will say this, the hors d'oeuvre options are a lot better. So I'll get like, well, this is the other thing. I wish that all the soups that they made, when they put like bacon bits and stuff in it, and I know that people that are people that like cook will say, well, that's not really possible because you want the taste in there and whatever. But like as far as bacon bits, if bacon bits are part of a soup, like when I go places, they'll have, like this restaurant we went to, they had corn chowder. Oh my God, you guys, I love corn chowder. I love corn anything, right? But it had bacon in it. It had bacon bits. It said bacon bits. And I'm like, could you maybe just like set those on the side, and then if somebody wants them, put them in so that I could have corn chowder? Because soups are, a really easy option for vegetarians. I don't know. I've been getting hummus plates a lot when I go to restaurants, because when you go to they're expensive usually, and they don't give you tons. But this restaurant we went to the other day, they gave like little slices of pita, although the pita was like hard as a rock, but it was still good pita. But then they had like peppers and all kinds of stuff like in this jar, like this mason jar, like cut up. It was so good. And I love to eat hummus with vegetables. I could eat it all day long. So that's like a really great vegetarian option they have. But yet again, that's like an appetizer, I just think it's interesting that like if I was a restaurant, because this is the thing, if you're gonna go out with like, let's just say if it's not just you and your partner, okay? Let's say if you're gonna go out with another couple, or if you're gonna go out with 2 other couples or some friends, right? The chance that one out of those people is a vegetarian in 2020 is pretty great, right? Okay. So just think of this from a business point of view, because this is why I don't understand it. If you don't have any vegetarian options on your menu, and that person is really hungry, like I usually am, it's frustrating. And it's like, okay, in the future, I don't want to come here. Like, because this isn't, like, I can't, like, I don't get to enjoy the process like everybody else, right? Like, I like to go out to eat. It's fun, But if I go somewhere and I'm like, oh my God, this place has like 6 or 10 options, or, the server or the chef is like really willing to like change things and whatever. Like, this was interesting to me when we went to Ruth Chris. Like, Like, they always have, for Valentine's Day, you guys, they have this, like, veggie something, and it was, like, market price. And I was like, why is this market? I even asked the server, and she was like, well, we locally source out the vegetables. But see, I was like, I'm not paying market price for something and then having it come, and then I don't like it, because it's just like, you know, steamed vegetables on a plate or something, you know what I mean? But, yeah, like, most servers are, like, really, like, if you ask for a grilled cheese and it's not, like, on the menu, like, 90% of restaurants will make you a grilled cheese. It's interesting, like, going to the grocery and stuff, like, I almost never think of it, you know? You know, speaking of this, I wonder if, I'm like, well, maybe my lo mein was cross-contaminated last night. But I didn't get sick last night, and I sat there and I watched them make it, and they cleaned off the grill. So I'm like, that can't be. Who knows? That maybe I was thinking maybe that's why my stomach hurts. But I will say this, as a vegetarian, it's really fun when you go to a restaurant and there like are a lot of options. It's crazy. It's like you want to order 10 things off the menu. It truly is, because it's like, oh my God, they have this and they have that and they have this and I've never seen this before, and you get really excited, you know? Or you want to go back to that restaurant like 3 times in a row, which like Alex is always so cool about that. He's like, yeah, sure, babe, you know? Cheesecake Factory is actually, like, one of the reasons why we go there a lot is that, I mean, we always have, because it's so convenient. We haven't been there actually in a couple weeks now, but they have quite a few vegetarian options on their menu. And Brew Burger, which is in Indianapolis, I don't know if it's a franchise or not, but like, I love Brew Burger so much if you come to Indianapolis. What I love about them is this, is that they have an Impossible Whopper, or Impossible Burger, not Whopper, that is just like, they have it with like mayonnaise and onion and whatever, right? But like, okay, they have like 10 or 15 burgers on their burger menu, because that's what they're known for. So they have like a garlic aioli, that's not how you pronounce the word, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, they have like a garlic they have like a garlic burger, and then they have, you know, like a cowboy burger that's like barbecue sauce and like an onion ring and whatever. Any of their burgers that they have, you can get as an Impossible Burger. Like, you can just replace the burger with, we got the beat, the Go-Go's just came on. They play that like every night. You can replace, you can get any burger that you want there and just replace it with an Impossible Burger, which I think is so fantastic, you know? And, they have really good salads there too. Oh man. We got the beat. We got the beat. Round and round and roll. We got the beat. See, now I'm like wide awake, and if I go home, I'm gonna have a hard time falling asleep. I just started a new book. I finished the other one that I was listening to. I don't know what The Unthinkable or something by Ian Smith. I gave it 4 stars. It was pretty good, but it was just like a basic mystery. It was good though. I didn't see the ending coming, because you really couldn't see the ending coming. I will say that was like, I don't like mysteries that do that. I don't like mysteries that in the last 2 to 3 chapters introduce a new character and the whole mystery's about them, and then you're like, okay, so you had me follow along for 300 pages so that in the last 2 chapters, like, this was actually a joke. Did you ever see that movie Murder by Death? Truman Capote talks about this in there. All these detectives. If you've never seen Murder by Death, it's a fantastic comedy. And they have like characters that are supposed to be like each of like these, like, you know, Ms. Marple and Nick and Nora Charles and Hercule Poirot and all these different, you know, mystery detectives. But what's interesting is he makes a joke in there that, like, you know, you have like got people to buy your books over and over and over again, only to, in the last chapter, release a character that has everything to do with it that nobody would have known about. And that was exactly how I felt reading this book. There was literally no way that you could have figured out who did this murder until like the last 3 chapters. And I was like, okay, I won't be investing in another mystery of this. It was like, because it wasn't that good of a mystery. I mean, it was enjoyable to listen to it. I gave it 4 stars because it took place in Chicago and it was kind of fun and whatever, you know. But I was like, I like to be able to see if I can figure it out as I'm going along. And if you're gonna like release 2 characters, not just 1, but 2 characters in the last 3 chapters that you're gonna blame the murder on, or that's gonna be responsible for it, or whatever, that's so unfair to the reader. It's so unfair. And really, honestly, I think it's poor mystery writing. I really think it's poor mystery writing. If you're a fantastic murder mystery writer, within the first couple chapters, you will have introduced, like, the murder, and we won't know it, you know? And I think that that's part of, for me, that's part of the craft of, or you do it in a way that it makes sense why you didn't divulge that information or release that information till the very end. But there was none of that in the book. It just was like, oh, all of a sudden it led him to figure this out, but it wasn't, I don't know. So I started Dorinda Jones. This is actually her newest book that came out, and it is called Betwixt, and it's book 1 in a new series that she is doing. Dorinda Jones wrote A Bad Day for Sunshine. She also wrote the Charlie Davidson series, which I haven't read. I just bought this because it's like short. It's like 6 hours and 45 minutes or 6 hours and 30 minutes. I think 6 hours and 45 minutes. So I was like, I want to listen to a short, cozy mystery. It's about this woman like that inherits this house in Salem, Massachusetts. Yes, Salem, and she's very aware of that. And she moves there from Arizona, and she has no idea who gave her this house. And it's this huge mansion, and the mansion has like a personality of its own. To some degree, it really reminds me of that. I just read this book because somebody recommended it to me. It was in this series called Misspelled, and it was about a girl that like loses her job and her boyfriend breaks up with her, and she moves to this small town and she inherits this house, and the house is like basically like a character of its own and has personality traits, and she becomes a witch, but she doesn't know that she's a witch. It's very much that, and I'm like, these books are almost too identical for me. But, you know, like when you read a lot of cozy mysteries, they do overlap a lot. I just, you know, whatever. I'm sure Dorinda Jones isn't stealing anybody's ideas, so it's not that. But it just is like a very familiar, well, they all kind of, there's an element to that, you know. But I like it. It's good. It's interesting. It's a fun read. It's an interesting, fun read so far. I'm only like a half an hour into it. I'm not very far in at all. So that's what I started reading. Did I read it? Start it today? I think I started it late last night when I finished that other one. But anyway, that's it. And I think I'm going to get off here now, and I'm going to listen to a little bit of my audiobook and then try to go home and go to sleep. So, be kind to one another. And most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Also, practice random acts of kindness, but also, like I always say, don't tell anyone. Like it says in the 4 agreements, always lead with love. Let's put some love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, understanding, tolerance, grace, faith, I guess. If you got to have faith, said George Michael. Faith, hope out there into the world. And did I already say, if nobody else has told you this today, I love you? I think I already did. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!